it took me solid 28 years of no intimacy with women. And throughout the span of that 28 years, I thought I was a guru with women. I thought I understood women. I thought I also understood female nature. So, there was this lofty idea I had that, yeah, I could woo any woman I want. And not knowing that it's a total different ballgame when you stay 28 years without women, like being intimate with a woman. It's totally different than when you're slaying boxes, you know, when you're being intimate with women. So they are two different worlds. So because I usually think to myself, yes, I spend 2 hours or 3 hours on the phone with a woman yapping. Like those were the things I thought that yes, I'm a player per se. And it was until when I left that 28 years of not being intimate with women, and I decided that okay, I want to experience women for myself, and I started making moves and initiating those things that would lead to me slaying boxes. So it was when I arrived at the other side of the equation, I realized that I wasn't even a player at all. And what gives you that badge, or what gives you any badge you think in your head that you're assuming in your head, is basically when a woman calls you that. So let me give you an example, a vivid example. So I was seeing this lady at the time, and somehow the relationship lasted for 6 months or more, and it started deteriorating. And in the process of the whole decline, she told me something. She said, but something happened, and at the end, she was like, "Oh, so you're a player? You're a player?" That was when I knew that I stepped into a different reality. That I wasn't the so-called innocent guy who was always assuming that I knew women when I had never slain a box before. I have never chopped a box before, you know. And these were things that, you know, when she said that, it hit me. I'm not saying your male friends to call you a player. No, if your male friends are calling you a player, you are not. You are not. So, me with my lofty ideas in my 28 years streak of non-association with women, it made me think I was the thing when I wasn't anything, because I started gradually, talking and spending more time with women, and I thought I knew everything. Because one thing you must understand: initiating chemistry, seduction, wooing a woman over to be intimate with you is a different ball game than when you are just spitting logic and you are reading books. You are reading a lot of books, like I did. I read a lot of books, a lot, on relationships, parenthood, women, and I thought I knew everything about them. So I was just talking, no experiential knowledge about what was even written in the book. The book was just there to just massage my ego and not really reveal what women are, because you have to be in the fields to have a first-hand experience of what's going on around you in the dating sphere, because it's totally different, but those 28 years taught me a lot. Like, I love the fact that I learned a lot from those 28 good years of not of no intimacy with women, I love those 28 good years because it taught me, gave me a resilience, a form of discipline, and I could suppress my emotions, whatever emotions I was, romantic emotions I was feeling for a woman. I could suppress it down. Whatever urge it was, I could suppress it down. It built me, to stay 28 years and not slay a box. It's not quite as easy as most people might think. Yes, for a man, it's a normal thing. Like most men, yeah, there's so many men you will see. Even I think probably at their 30s, 40s, who are still virgins, which is fine. But it's rare. It's very rare, very rare. Most people start experiencing women from a very young age. Most people, I can tell you, from some 10 years old, some 15, or even less than 10. A lot. But for me, I had to accept my fate. And things we are not working for me at the time because relationship wise, because I realized a lot of things. And some situations we are much more like a wake up call for me. That was why I decided that I don't want to stay this long anymore. you know, I had to improve a lot of things. I have to have a balanced life. That was why I made my decision to leave that era. But it helped me a lot because I stayed away from unwanted pregnancies, STDs, you know, a lot of emotional manipulation. Most young people enter into relationships with no sense of direction, and at the end of the day, some of them end up coming out of any relationship toxic, and it's easier for them to transfer that level of toxicity to their next partner over time, and before you know, they keep transferring the same toxicity, and you meet someone in your early stage and you think the person is actually a genuine good person, and you realize that the person is dealing with a lot of things, so for me it's easier now to identify red flags and you know decide what I feel like I want to deal with and what I don't want to deal with. Unlike I know then, it would have been like I would have done any type of thing I want to do and not being aware of my environment and those red flags. But now I see red flags and I'm like, no, I can't deal with this stuff. No, I'm not doing it. That comes with maturity. So those are the kind of things you would imbibe when you stay so long. There's this sexual maturity you would have. You would not be over heels when it comes to intimacy. You know how to control certain emotions because for 28 years, crying out loud, you should have mastered how to suppress certain desires, romantic desires that would be triggered, and those things that would definitely trigger you to feel some certain way, so you know how to cut it off. So the idea is a virgin is not a player until the day you decide to be intimate with women. And when you decide to be intimate with women, that doesn't mean that you're still a player. A woman has to baptize you with that name. A woman has to baptize you with that name. It's more like a badge of honor, if I have to say, when it comes to dating per se. It's not like it's any significant thing. It's not like it will make your life better or anything you get, but it's just when it comes to relationship. She has to be the one to baptize you with her name. So those are the things I learned, because you can read all the books you want, read all the books you want about women, but I'm sorry to break it to you that we don't even have an idea how women think. If you're actually a virgin watching this video, you don't have an idea at all. So, and it's not like what the words I'm using now is to trigger you to go and start slaying boxes. No, take your time, understand yourself, then the decision is in your court. You're left to decide whenever you want to. But for me, I decided at 28 because there were a lot of things. I was so awkward in social settings. At the time, I had never been in a relationship before. I had never been in a relationship before with any woman. And there were a bunch of other things, that I can't say from top of my head. So, it's a reality. You must understand that no matter how many hours you spend talking with women and it doesn't lead to any intimate affair, you don't have that authority to say that you're a player. You don't even think of it. Just enjoy your time, definitely enjoy your time, and don't even assume that you know anything about women. So that's like basically why this video is actually made, so that you would understand that these are two different worlds. Someone who is abstaining, who is practicing abstinence, and someone who is actually indulging in intimate affairs with women. They are two different worlds, so they are not the same. So don't assume that you are good with women. So that's my little thoughts and little yapping spree. So but I would always motivate anybody and my viewers to understand that everything life is in stages. So take your time, don't rush things, take your time. So that's it, guys, and it was good having this conversation with you. This is another beautiful session, so have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, my guys. Bye.